Hey, how's it going, everyone? Alright, so I'm going to be uploading one of these videos per week, pretty much showcasing the Ren-Nu program. I've gotten quite a bit of messages from a lot of you all in the ketogenic, low-carb, polycystic kidney disease community, pretty much asking me if I've gone through an online program dealing primarily with getting into a low-carb, ketogenic state of ketosis. It's just a simple way to say that you're using fat for fuel instead of burning blood sugar, glucose. And the answer is yes. I did attend a very similar program back in fall of 2024 with my dietitian. Learned a tremendous amount of stuff that I've been able to apply to my health for almost like, I want to say 2 years now, which is wild. And I've seen phenomenal results in the total kidney volume of my PKD kidneys, of just everything else, going from my BMI to building more muscle mass, to pretty much just a very healthy way of living. And for anyone that ended up missing the last couple episodes, I did share them on my social media, but I'm involved with a PKD podcast series on Santa Barbara Nutrients channel. Melina Messing, she is the scientific director of the Ren-Nu program. We talked about the Ren-Nu program pretty much in this episode, number 3. And we also have another one that's going to be dropping soon too. And we're also in the process of filming another one tomorrow as well. So it's really good because these patient podcast series are really dedicated to you all. If anyone with PKD, or you don't even have to have PKD, you could be a family member of someone with PKD that just has a lot of questions, because this is very new and it's still to a lot of doctors out there, especially kidney doctors. Even non-kidney doctors look at metabolical therapy, ketogenic therapy, as pseudoscience, because they're very much embedded in ways that revolve the American Standard Diet and also forms of pretty much constant medication, aka drugs. This is a very holistic lifestyle. It does require you to make some tweaks. I've made plenty of tweaks, but there is a substitute for every single thing out there. Your favorite type of ice cream, there's a substitute. Your favorite coffee. If you're a fan of pumpkin spice coffee, I used to drink that every single day from a very well-known establishment. Well, if I want real pumpkin coffee, I make pumpkin coffee at home. Like I said, there's a substitute for everything. But every single week, I'm going to be dropping these videos. And Melina did ask me if I wanted to showcase the Ren-Nu program, and I said absolutely, more than willing to. I'm a very big believer in being part of a community, and if you definitely can go through one of these online programs, and this program is very orientated as a self-paced program, kind of like a fully online college course in a way. It's very easy to navigate. As you basically see, I already have something in progress, but I've already completed the orientation and onboarding process, which I'm going to be talking about momentarily. But it's very simple. It teaches you pretty much the science behind a ketogenic lifestyle. And when you're part of a community of people, any type of fears, any type of concerns that you may have, such as, hey, there's a lot of scary stuff around red meat. There's a lot of scary stuff around a high-fat diet. What the experts really leave out is that all that information is based on studies revolving around the American Standard Diet. The American Standard Diet, unfortunately, the Western diet here in America, it is all based around high carbs and high sugar. And if you're going to be living on a lifestyle that is all around high carbs and high sugars, well, I can tell you from my own experience, and my medical records are in so many of these videos now. My kidneys grew, they halted, they started shrinking, and they reversed in size. So living on a high sugar, high carb diet, it can severely affect your metabolical health, which in theory is going to drive the progression of polycystic kidney disease significantly. I'll go ahead and leave the link for the Ren-Nu program down below in the description if you definitely want to check it out. But like I said, every single week, I'm going to be basically making a video talking primarily about some stuff that I just went through. I'm not going to be showing like every single thing in this course because obviously there's some stuff that I really just can't put here on YouTube, but I can definitely really talk about the main bulk and main gist of it. And now going into the orientation phase and the onboarding phase. So if you do embark on this course, pretty much the first thing that you're going to be taught is pretty much a kitchen. I'd like to really keep it PG, but a kitchen makeover. There's a lot of other words to really go ahead and say there, but it is really a kitchen makeover. Pretty much getting rid of all products that are very much harmful to people like us, and replacing it with very whole food, low carb, low sugar, Mother Nature style food, factory made food. Even if it says keto, like keto ice cream, keto cookies, you're going to learn that a lot of that stuff is just really made by the same processed food companies that make all high carb and high sugar. It's kind of really unfortunate that the processed food companies have infiltrated our area of living dietarily. And it also really shows you that processed meats contain a lot of hidden ingredients that can be very detrimental to PKD. A lot of those ingredients consist of a massive amount of sodium, which is really not good for us. That was one of my mistakes on my high carb, high sugar lifestyle for over 2.5 years that really drove my progression, is that I was eating a lot of processed meats. And you go ahead and take like a 4-ounce piece of like a processed like burger patty or processed like deli meat. The amount of sodium could very well be like 20x compared to if you go ahead and make your at-home burger patty from just like grass-fed. It doesn't even have to. It could just be from buying whole foods, not processed meats. So it's really, really good. Another thing about the orientation phase is that it pretty much outlines a lot of stuff, such as talking about ordering a lot of things that you're going to need, such as a ketone measuring device. I ended up taking my ketone levels actually well past the course that I actually attended. I was measuring my ketones twice per day. First thing in the morning when I would break my fast, and then also 2 hours after my last meal to make sure that I was still in a state of ketosis. I understand that a lot of people out there may have kind of a lot of fears about pricking your own fingers. There are other methods out there, but they tend to be really less accurate, such as urine strips. I actually never have talked to anyone who's done the breath test before for ketones, but I can go ahead and tell you that I still test my ketones to this day, and I don't do daily testing anymore because I've definitely learned my body, and attending a lot of these like programs, or especially Ren-Nu program, you're going to learn how to actually test your body, pretty much use yourself as a guinea pig in a very safe way. You're not like doing anything crazy. You're literally just saying, hey, today I might do some weight training, some strength training, see what it does to my ketones, or I may do some cardio, see what it does to my ketones. I may do no exercise, see what it does to my blood sugar and ketones. So the orientation phase is really getting you prepared, such as making sure you have a kitchen prep, making sure about Keto Mojo, which is a ketone measuring device, and basically just like pretty much outlining everything. So I ended up just going through that. And like I said, I'm going to be dropping these videos probably once per week. Definitely just talking about some stuff like that is on like 1 week per se. And every single week, as you pretty much see, there's another lesson here that you pretty much can take away for the rest of your life. I have learned so much, just being in a low carb state, along with just testing out my body, which you can really do in a very fast manner, just seeing how foods affect your day-to-day living, such as your ketones level, such as your blood sugar, and then you can get an idea in your head and be like, hey, I don't have to be necessarily so conservative anymore. I can test my ketones maybe once per week, which is what I actually really do. I take my ketones once per week. I don't do them every single day anymore. If I do a prolonged fast, I'll go ahead and test my ketones at the end of the fast, such as anything longer than like 24 hours of fasting. But there's a lot of knowledge here. And a lot of people fail because they don't have the knowledge or they're not working with the right people. And it's such a blessing how easy Melina Messing is actually to, like you can actually reach out to her. Not to mention Dr. Wimes, he's actually very reachable. In the description of this video, Dr. Wimes' Facebook group is there for anyone to join. I believe it's almost at 5,500 people. Should really be at 55,000 people, because unfortunately there are other Facebook groups out there with tens and tens of thousands of people, but they look at stuff like this as very like pseudoscience. Pseudoscience is a terminology of like science fiction, teleportation, time traveling, all the fun stuff that we love to watch on TV and also see in movies and television shows, right? There are so many people with polycystic kidney disease that think that swapping your nutrition and testing your blood and understanding what food does to your body, they believe that it is pseudoscience. It's like, oh, science fiction. No, that is a lie. It is real. And unfortunately, if you eat factory-made food and make it such a bad habit, you're going to create an injury like I did. And I'm extremely blessed, extremely grateful to God that I was able to really see a lot of shrinkage and my EGFR was uncompromised. Unfortunately, there are so many people out there that wish they had this information. They wish they had a chance to start. Unfortunately, they're just learning about this information now. So we really got to get this information out to people, especially the families with this. Like I said, the other Facebook groups out there, that they don't like talking about this stuff. If you mention to them, hey, I went through an online program, they honestly think that you're trying to sell them a car or something. That's not the case at all. This is not like buying a vehicle whatsoever. So if you have any questions at all, definitely comment to this video. Please, if you do have any questions about Ren-Nu, definitely reach out to Melina. She's very easy to reach. Definitely reach out to Dr. Wimes. He's also easy to reach. They do reply to people. Don't be scared to ask questions. Understand that we're not like your doctor, dietitian. I can't be providing medical advice at all. But if you have any worries or maybe concerns about, hey, is this really worth it? My kidneys are not growing and they stopped growing and they shrunk. So for me and my body, like I can tell you, like the body of Christopher here, is very grateful for this research and information. Hopefully this helps. And like I said, if you do have any other questions at all, and if you do want to see a topic covered on the podcast series, please let us know. We're going to be uploading social eating very soon. And then another one's going to be uploaded revolving around protein, which is a hot topic. But please, if you do have any questions at all, drop them below or just post on the Facebook pages. Okay, be safe, everyone. Thank you for watching, and later.